to a Mouse by Robert Burns. We, sleekit, cowrin, timorous beastie, oh, what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou need na startle with sae hasty, why, bickering brattle, I wad be laith to rin and chase thee, why, murd'ring pattle. I am truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion, which makes thee startle. At me, thy poor, earth-born companion, and fellow mortal, I doubt na, whiles, that thou may thieve. What then? Poor beastie, thou maun live, a daimen icker in a thrave. Es a sma request, I'll get a blessin why, the lave, and never missed, thy wee bit housie, too, in ruin. It's silly was the winds are strewin, and thing, now, to big ensuin, oh, foggage green. And bleak December's winds ensuin, Baith snell and keen. Thou saw the fields laid bare and waste, and weary winter comin fast, and cozie here, beneath the blast. Thou thought to dwell till crash, the cruel coulter past. Out throw thyself. Thy wee bit heap-o, leaves and stibble, has cost thee mony a weary nibble. Nowt thou's turned out, for thy trouble, but house sore hauled, to thole the winter's sleety dribble, and cranroy called. But, mousie, thou art no thy lane, improving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes o' my son, men, gang aft agay, and leave us naught but grief and pain, for promised joy. Still thou art blessed, compared wi' me. The present only toucheth thee, but, och, I backward cast my e'e, on prospects drear, and forward, though I canna see, I guess an fear.
Ode to a Mouse, on turning her up in her nest with the plough, November 1785, by Robert Burns. Little cunning, cowering, timorous beast, oh, what a panic is in your breast! You need not start away so hasty, with bickering prattle. I would be loath to run and chase you with murd'ring paddle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes you startle at me, you poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. I doubt not sometimes that you may thieve. What then, poor beast, you must live. An odd ear and 24 sheaves is a small request. I will get a blessing with what is left, and never miss it. Your small house, too, in ruin, its feeble walls the winds are scattering, and nothing now to build a new one, of coarse green foliage, and bleak December's winds ensuing, both bitter and piercing. You saw the fields laid bare and empty, and weary winter coming fast, and cozie here beneath the blast, you thought to dwell, till crash, the cruel coulter passed out through your cell. That small heap of leaves and stubble has cost you many a weary nibble. Now you are turned out for all your trouble, without house or holding, to endure the winter's sleety dribble and hoarfrost cold. But, mouse, you are not alone. Improving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men go oft awry, and leave us nothing but grief and pain for promised joy. Still you are blessed, compared with me. The present only touches you, but oh, I backward cast my eye on prospects dreary, and forward, though I cannot see, I guess and fear. Introductory Notes on To a Mouse by George William Thompson McGowan. In 1841, there was living in Kilmarnock a former farm servant of Burns called John Blaine. John remembered that, when a boy at Mossgiel 50 years before, i.e. November 1785, he one day chased a mouse across the field, armed with a pattle, or ploughshare scraper. Burns, who was ploughing near at the time, at once shouted to him in peremptory tones to desist and allow the poor little creature to get away unmolested. Blaine remembered distinctly that for the rest of the day his master was moody and thoughtful. After the servant had gone to sleep, the master must have remained up musing on the mouse's fate, for he wakened his bedfellow and repeated to him this poem, which the simple incident of the day had evoked from his responsive heart. Perhaps this is the most truly sympathetic and touchingly tender of all his poems. Carlyle, on reading these lines, exclaimed, "How the heart flows out in sympathy over universal nature!" It is interesting to note such kindred poetic feeling in regard to the field mouse as exhibited by an early poet, Wyatt. He writes, "My mother's maids, when they do sew and spin, they sing a song made of the fieldish mouse, that for, because her live load was but thin, would needs to go her townish sister's house. She thought herself endured to grievous pain, the stormy blasts her cave so sore did souse, that when the furrow swimmed with the rain, she must lie cold and wet in sorry plight, and worse than that, bare meat there did remain, to comfort her when she her house did light. Sometime a barley corn, sometime a bean, for which she laboured hard both day and night. In harvest time, when she might go and glean, and when her store was destroyed with the flood, then well away, for she undone was clean." The Scottish pastoral poet and fabulist Henryson has an exquisite fable on the tale of the uplandist mouse and the Burgess mouse. Of English poets, Cowper is perhaps the most sympathetic in the treatment of animals.